Fun kid to talk to from New York. Shane Southwell brought him in. We're going to talk to Shane in hour 2 of the show. For now, Markquis, appreciate you making some time, man. How excited are you to be coming to K-State?
Very excited, man. I'm glad to be a Wildcat, and it's going to be an exciting year. I can't wait for the fans to get a glimpse of who I am as a person and, most importantly, and who I am as a basketball player. So, can't wait.
So tell me how K-State wound up on your radar.
It was through a connection. You know, Coach Shane Southwell is from New York City, so he locked me in with Coach Bruce, and it was just a connection thing. So Coach Shane Southwell definitely took the biggest toll on getting me to Kansas State, and I watched a couple games, and I've seen how the guys played, and I've seen how Coach Bruce Weber was, and I knew a lot about Coach Bruce. So it was pretty much a no-brainer when he brought this option up to me, and yeah, that's how that came about.
Who else were you really considering or getting a lot of interest from?
Schools like Oklahoma, LSU, Cal State, teams like that. So those were probably like the main three, though.
I'm talking with Markquis Nowell, one of the newest Wildcats. So I've seen you play. Your game, man, I love your game and how tough you are at your size. But to people who haven't seen you play, how would you describe what exactly your game is like?
Well, when you watch me on the court, you're going to see my toughness, my grit, my heart, my will to win, and my leadership ability. I've been gifted with the basketball IQ and the willingness to win basketball games and know how to come about winning basketball games. So when you see me, you're gonna get some entertainment. You're gonna get what you paid for, and I love putting on a show, man. I love putting on a show for the fans. I love keeping the fans engaged and entertained at all times. And my brother always told me, give the fans what they came to see. So I definitely try to do that majority of the time.
Well, you've definitely got the logo range, right? You can pull up from the logo and knock it down. And that's something that we haven't seen in Manhattan. How do you think that's going to fly with Bruce Weber if you come down the floor and take like a Steph Curry three from the logo?
Those are the shots that I worked on time and time again. I put in countless hours in the gym. I put in 1,000 shots over and over again. But to answer your question, I don't think Coach Bruce Weber is going to have much to say if they go in most of the time. So, that's just I just believe in my preparation. I believe in my work. I believe in myself. So I just feel like those shots are a part of my game, and that's what the fans will want to see. That's what people around the world know me as. That logo shooter, that tough New York point guard, that loves being flashy, that loves being entertainer. So that's a part of my game. Hopefully he doesn't have much to say about it, but if he do, hopefully we can come together and figure something out.
Markquis Nowell is talking with me. I'm only guessing here, but man, 5'7", $155 is what you're listed at. If you're that size coming up in New York, I would imagine that's where the toughness comes from, right? If you're smaller, you've got to develop that toughness to hang with everybody. Am I correct in that assumption? And what was that like? How did you develop that toughness?
Absolutely, you are correct. That's when being smaller than everybody in New York, you gotta be tougher than everybody. You gotta outwork everybody. I wasn't always the biggest guy on the court, so I used to get kicked off most of the time. So whenever I got on, I was pretty much angry. I was angry that I wasn't the first one to be picked. So I guess that's just my lifestyle. That's just how I go about playing, and it's been successful thus far. And it's just the New York mentality. All New York guards play tough, hard. They're going to give it their all. They love the game. So that's what you're going to see when you watch me play.
What's the worst case of somebody in your playing career underestimating you because of your size, and then you've been able to embarrass them? You have any good stories as far as that goes?
I seen that you went to my Twitter and you saw that little quote I live by. But yeah, like underestimate me and I will embarrass you has been something I live by. Or I try to live by. Because when you step on a court with a 5'7" point guard, you think you could take advantage of them. But my stature has nothing to do with my mindset and my IQ. So I hope nobody underestimates me, but that won't happen with just looking at my appearance and looking at my physique. So it's just I don't know, man. You just don't underestimate this 5'7" point guard, please.
I like it. Markquis Nowell is talking with me. Now, I read this. I think it was in an article about Ishmael himself, but Ishmael Massoud is another guy who's coming in as a transfer, and I know he's from kind of the same area as you. Do you have familiarity? Did you used to play with him some back in the day?
I definitely did used to play with Ishmael in a couple tournaments in New York City. I played on a PSA at one point where Ish was playing, so we definitely have a connection there, and that's definitely going to grow on the court and just being around him for this year. And Ishmael is a great guy, man. He's a very humble kid, loves the game. He's willing to do whatever it takes to win a basketball game. So I think you'll also love the other New York City point guard, Ishmael. He's a bit taller than me by a landslide, but we both enjoy the game. We both love having fun, and we both love entertainment.
Well, I do have to ask this. I know you opted out toward the end of the season with Little Rock. Just what was the ending of your time there at Little Rock like with you and Coach Walker?
I knew this question was coming because I've answered this question multiple times for like the past 3 to 4 interviews, but it was nothing that necessarily. Well, it was a miscommunication that happened with just the Little Rock in the program. I'm gonna keep in-house because I don't want to go spreading business around, but it was just a miscommunication with the team. And I just felt like my time has expired at Little Rock. I gave it my all, 3 years of just hard work, dedication, a championship. And at that point in time, I think it was best for me and my family and some other teammates to opt out at that certain time. So, like I said, I'm going to keep in-house. I don't want to go spreading business, but yeah, my time just has expired there. I love Little Rock organization. I love the school. I don't have no bad blood towards Coach Darryl Walker or anybody on the coaching staff. So my time just has expired.
Totally fair, and I very much appreciate you answering the question. I'm talking with Markquis Nowell. So my producer, he's not actually here. I wish he was right now with me, but he lived in New York for a year. He took me to New York for the first time like 2 years ago, and I absolutely loved it. So from where you're from, like what are the spots? What are the go-to spots? Like next time I go to New York, where do I need to be getting food or whatever it might be?
Yeah, you definitely have to try Sylvia's. It's like a soul food restaurant that's popular. Then you definitely have to go sightseeing and go to New York. You have to go visit the World Trade, the Empire State Building, MSG, Madison Square Garden. That whole 42nd to 59th Street is beautiful. When you go out there, you could just walk and just see the buildings. It's nothing that I can describe. It's just a feeling. It's a feeling that you will have to go and feel for yourself.
The last thing I have for you here, Markquis, is also my producer Mitch. He always he will pick out a guy from a K-State team to be his dude. Last time he did this with the football team, he wound up picking a freshman who turned into a newcomer who turned into the star. And he's already decided that you're his guy, you're his boy for this year on the team. So his name's Mitch. I don't know if you have any kind of a shout out to Mitch.
Shout out to Mitch, man. Thank you, Mitch, man, for believing in me, seeing my potential, man. I won't let you down, and I can't wait to see you.
How about that, huh? How about that? Don't ever say I didn't do anything for you, Mitch. Made sure to get this thing recorded earlier today, and I didn't leave you out.
Yeah, those are some sweet words. We both come from New York. We can bond over that.
That's right.
So we're almost like it's like a blood brother right there.
All this talk of bonding with Shane Southwell over the New York thing, it really should be bonding with Mitch Fortner over the New York thing.
Yeah, Shane South. I mean, he's too tall. He's too tall. Markquis Nowell's more on my level.
He is. That's a great point by you. And it's not actually the most famous person to ever endorse you and give you a shout-out here on this radio show. We've got the audio of the person that was the most famous coming up next.